After being torn apart by CEO Lou, I was utterly disheartened and immediately sent a breakup message to my online boyfriend. Just moments ago in the meeting room, he had called my work garbage. Now his tone softened. Let's end today's meeting here. My colleagues exchanged bewildered looks. No overtime? No yelling? Meanwhile, my phone buzzed incessantly. Baby, I don't want to break up. What did I do wrong? Tell me, I'll change. I sighed and typed my final honest reply. It's not you. It's me. If this continues, my project will fail. The CEO is right. If I don't deliver results, you'll never get a permanent position. Then he sent a photo of his company ID badge. Baby, let me help you fix your project. My phone slipped from my hand. My best friend grabbed my arm and asked what was wrong. I stammered, what if, just what if? A friend of mine dated someone very important and only realized after breaking up that he was her boss. What should she do? Shang-Jia grabbed my phone and stared at the badge. Piyoijin looked like a finance magazine cover. She screamed, this is your lucky break. The CEO is your online boyfriend. And AT is your top donor. What more do you want? I pushed her away. I want to escape this planet. Escape him, the devil. She called it romantic tension. I mimicked his cold tone. This kind of garbage is this a college student's homework? Oh, you're an intern. That explains it. Your brain and ability haven't fully developed yet. He humiliated me in front of everyone. She patted my shoulder. I take it back. That's not tension. That's psychological abuse. She analyzed my situation. Leaving now would stain my resume. He already knew who I was and wouldn't let me go easily. Leaving would only please my rival. The only option was to play dead, act like nothing had changed. Tolerate his harshness offline. Respond vaguely online. Secure my job first. The next morning, we were alone in the elevator. I recognized the niche perfume I'd bought from my online boyfriend. He asked if I hadn't slept well. I stammered a reply. At the pantry, my rival snatched my coffee cup. He appeared and said, my employee is none of your business. Later, he announced a total restructuring of a major project. He called my work garbage but gave me an impossible task: analyze the most difficult client's messy data in 3 days, or lose my job. My rival gave me deliberately wrong data. Late at night, alone at my desk, I broke down crying. When I looked up, he was standing beside me. He placed a cup of coffee on my desk and said, drink it. Keep working. Then he left. My phone lit up. Jin sent a message. Having trouble? Don't worry. Husband's here to help. He attached a screenshot of perfectly organized data. I stared at the cheat code. What was he doing pushing me into a corner offline while saving me online? I deleted the image and replied, thank you. I can do it myself. It was my first firm refusal. I fought through the night. In a 5-year-old procurement contract attachment, I found a note pointing to a backup folder. I cracked the password and uncovered a decade's worth of raw data. The next morning at the project meeting, my rival publicly accused me of falsifying data. I calmly walked to the screen and presented my evidence step by step. Her face turned pale. He looked at me without his usual mockery and said, mediocre, but at least not hopeless. Coming from him, that was high praise. Then he announced a company retreat at a hot spring resort. Jin messaged Dee that he had booked the same resort and wanted to meet. If I refused, he would come find me at the office. I cowed and escaped. At the resort, he walked toward me. I turned and ran, straight into my rival, who spilled champagne all over me. He draped his jacket over my shoulders and whispered, go change. Don't catch cold. In my room, a gift box held the dress I'd always wanted but couldn't afford. A no tread. Wear it, my baby. At the banquet, I was forced to feed him cake. His tongue brushed my fingertip, an electric shock. Afterward, on the terrace, he finally dropped the act. He had followed my design work on an obscure platform for years. He was happy when I joined his company. He said his harshness was to push me to grow, not to hurt me. All my pent-up frustration exploded. I asked if he enjoyed watching me humiliated by him, unbullied by coworkers, only to turn to the kind persona he played online for comfort. I threw his jacket at him and walked away. The next morning, a formal job offer and a handwritten apology letter sat on my desk. Shang Jia told me not to soften. Take the job, ignore the letter, and make him work for it. He began his chase. Fancy breakfasts and afternoon teas appeared daily. I gave everything away to my colleagues. He only doubled the portions. My department became the envy of the company. I rival isolated, sneaked into the office one night, tampered with my data, and anonymously accused me of fraud. The next day, the client joined a video meeting to confront me. He calmly opened his computer and revealed the correct data backup. He had been secretly reviewing my work all along. She was fired on the spot and sued. Looking at me, he said, "My negligence made you suffer. My defense is cracked for the first time." Then my mother had a heart attack. The local hospital couldn't handle it, and the surgery was too expensive. I collapsed in the hospital corridor sobbing. A pair of polished shoes stopped in front of me. He had flown in. He gently wiped my tears and said, "Come with me." On my way back home, he had already arranged everything: the best specialists, a VIP ward, and all the fees paid. I said I couldn't take his money. He held my face and said, "This isn't a transaction or compensation. Wouldn't she, in pursuing the woman I love? I can't watch her and her family suffer like this." After the successful surgery, I fell into his arms and cried. The last barrier between us was gone. When I met his family, his mother stared at me in disbelief. "Yuri Zhaoxi, isn't it?" Years ago, when I couldn't afford tuition, a visiting artist had anonymously sponsored me and encouraged me to pursue design. That artist was his mother, my benefactor. She brought out a photo album with my old sketches and a picture of me in high school. "This is the girl I told you about," she said to her son. "The one with so much talent." He whispered. Fate was already written. Months later, at the company's annual product launch, I stood on stage as lead designer, nothing like the timid intern I once was. In the front row, his eyes never left me. No more harshness, only pride and love. After the celebration, he hugged me from behind in the parking lot and said, "You didn't look at me once tonight." I turned, grabbed his tie and asked, in his old condescending tone, "CEO Lu, what do you think of my presentation today?" "Still garbage." He kissed me. No words needed. When he finally pulled away, he pressed his forehead to mine and whispered, "Not garbage. You're my priceless treasure."